not going to make a deal. I spoke to a lot of leaders, European, Asian, from all over the world. They're dying to make a deal.
A few moments later.
Why you decided to put a 90-day pause?
Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid. That I do better in bad markets. I buy things in bad markets. And you can't do that in a great economy. You can't buy it. Either you're going to buy it very expensively or not be able to buy it at all. So there's a lot of opportunity, I find, in the bad times.
First, he said no deals. Then he backtracked faster than a MAGA voter explaining January 6th. The man who claimed he'd never cave on tariffs is now hitting pause for everyone, except China. That's not strength. That's scramble mode. He said he loves a bad economy, and now we're in one. That clip aged like unrefrigerated milk. Trump literally said he loves a bad economy because it's good for him. Now people are putting two and two together, asking if this so-called deal and chaotic market movement is just manufactured crisis. I agree with this online comment. When the plan sounds like a conspiracy but fits every move he's made, it's not a theory anymore. It's a playbook. And the world? It's watching the US fall apart, starting with Japan dumping bonds and billionaires cashing in. This video dives into the chaotic online reactions to Trump's tariff U-turn, his old interview praising economic collapse, and growing fears that countries are losing faith in the US economy. Spoiler, this isn't 4D chess. It's straight up FAFO. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe for more real talk on the unraveling circus. It will also help YouTube recommend this video to a wider audience. Just a quick note, full credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
This is wild. This morning at 9:35 a.m. when the stock market looked like this, President Trump tweeted this: "It's a great time to buy. DJT." And then a few hours later, he announces that he's pausing all tariffs for all countries for 90 days, except for China, who he's hitting with a 125% tariff effective immediately. And within 16 minutes of that announcement, $4 trillion was added to the market. Now the Dow Jones is up 6.5%, S&P 500 is up 7.8%, and the NASDAQ is up 9.6%. I guess it really was a good time to buy. Not only that, but 97% of all stocks are up. Kind of makes you feel like, oh, did you listen when President Trump told you to buy? And what do you think about this complete tariff roller coaster? As always, I want to hear down below.
It should be noted that Trump this morning encouraged his followers to buy stock, writing just hours before he made the announcement, quote, "This is a great time to buy DJT." Naturally, once Trump made the announcement, the markets had a massive jump. Market manipulation, anyone? The Trump propagandists kicked right into gear, calling this panicked reversal the art of the deal and pretending that Trump was not reacting to crashing the global economy and U.S. bond markets. Trump's chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, was one of those people calling this the art of the deal.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here.
It's so embarrassing. She literally did this meme. Trump goes, "I'm adding the tariffs." His followers go, "This will create jobs." Trump says he's removing tariffs. His followers go, "This is the art of the deal." And the cycle repeats.
Is this market manipulation?
No.
Why not? If it was a plan, if it was always the plan, how is this not market manipulation?
It's not market manipulation, sir.
Well, then what is it? Because it sure is not a strategy.
We're trying to reset the global trade system.
That's
offshored, all of our factories.
And what has that done? How have you achieved any of that? But to enact enormous harm on the American people, which was our concern from the very beginning. Tariffs are a tool. It can be used in the appropriate way to protect U.S. jobs and small businesses. But that's not what this does.
So that was when lawmakers were grilling officials over suspicious trade activity and possible manipulation tactics. But here's where it gets wild. People are now tying those moves directly to Trump. This isn't just a bureaucratic blunder. It's looking like a calculated delay that gave certain insiders, read, billionaire donors, and corporate allies, just enough time to adjust their positions before the tariffs hit. And who was pushing those delays? Allegedly, Trump's inner circle. Trump didn't just fumble his way through these decisions. He possibly manipulated the timing of trade announcements to tank or boost the market when it suited him. It's not some wild conspiracy when you follow the money. Certain stocks tanked before major announcements. Billionaires bought low. Then suddenly, tariffs were paused, except for China, where the optics still make him look tough. We're not saying he hit the button directly, but this reeks of insider influence with a wink and a nod. What made this go viral? The hearing. For once, lawmakers started asking the right questions about transparency, timing, and who benefits from these so called strategic decisions. And the answers? Vague, evasive, full of, we'll get back to you on that.
Guys, if there's one clip you have to watch that explains why Trump backed down and also why the United States has no leverage in these trade negotiations, it's this. And yes, it was even on Fox News.
What happened overnight, and from what I understand, and I'm getting this from people that are talking to the White House, what happened in the bond market overnight, the spike in yields on the 30-year and the 10-year bond, which showed that people were dumping our bonds. And who are those people dumping our bonds? Japan, the biggest holder of bonds, was selling bonds. That's what I'm getting from some very big money managers. China, maybe to some extent, but it was largely Japan and others. If you have a mass sale of bonds, that means people are losing confidence in the U.S. economy, on the ability.
Wow, so this, I believe in the Cold War, is what you would have called mutually assured destruction. Interesting to note that Japan didn't have to publish anything. They just silently executed a plan that showed big bully Trump who holds the real cards in this negotiation. And so I'm not sure what's going to happen from here. We still have 10% tariffs on everybody. We still have 125, I think, on China. But clearly, we don't hold as many cards as even the Trump administration thought we did going into these quote-unquote negotiations. So it's going to be probably a bumpy ride.
Now, the rumor mill is turning up the heat. Word is, Japan just dumped US bonds, an economic red flag if it's true. Other countries are reportedly losing confidence in America's stability under Trump's leadership. And honestly, can you blame them? If you saw your neighbor light their house on fire and call it a barbecue, you'd stop trusting them too. So let's recap. Trump says no deals, then makes one, says he loves a bad economy, and now we're in one, and now we're watching countries back away while billionaires cash in. The American people deserve to know if they're being played, especially when it's their 401k, job security, and cost of living on the line. To the MAGA crowd still calling this genius, no, this isn't 5D chess. It's sabotage in plain sight, dressed up as a strategy. But don't worry, he's golfing through it like always. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment if you're seeing through the BS too. And if you're not, keep watching. The FAFO always delivers. See you in the next one, unless tariffs hit your Wi-Fi bill.